welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Jumai Manson. Now, a quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nicomsat. Now the news in full. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has announced the official unveiling of the NPF Insurance Co. Limited, reorganizing the indispensable role of police officers in maintaining national security. The IG added that the NPF Insurance Co. Limited, a groundbreaking initiative designed to safeguard the welfare of police personnel while extending comprehensive insurance services to the general public, aims to provide a robust financial protection and support for officers, according to the Force Public Relations Officer, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi. In a statement, the initiative is a testament to the NPF's unwavering resolve to provide comprehensive support to its personnel while fostering public trust and cooperation in building a safer and more secure nation. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has organized advanced training programs for its officers in the Advanced Passenger Information System and Passenger Targeting Intelligence Gathering. The training aimed to strengthen the agency's ability to target and intercept high-risk passengers, cargo, and mail combating illicit drug trafficking. It also sought to improve international collaboration between countries of origin, transit, and destination to dismantle cross-border criminal networks. In a statement by the agency's spokesperson, Femi Babafemi, said the training, which was facilitated by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, was held recently in Cote d'Ivoire and Abuja. Over now to the Public Relations Officer of the Nigerian Police Force, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, has described the act of raining direct curses on individuals online as a criminal offense punishable under the law. According to Adejobi, such an act is cyberbullying, which goes beyond the freedom of expression or criticism, just as he emphasized that such behavior constitutes cyberbullying and is a punishable offense. In a post on X.com, Adejobi stated that the act of targeting someone with harsh and abusive language online goes beyond the realm of freedom of expression or criticism. Human rights lawyer Dele Farotimi has been granted 30 million naira bail by Registrar Court in Ekiti State. Farotimi's bail comes after the magistrate Abayomi Adeosun held at the last sitting reserved ruling still December 20th on the bail application and ordered that the activist be remanded in prison. During the court proceedings, Farotimi pleaded not guilty to the 14-count charge preferred against him by the police. At the hearing of the bail application, Registrar Abayomi Adeosun ruled in favor of Farotimi's bail request, stipulating that the bail condition included 2 responsible sureties and required Farotimi to surrender his international passport to the court. Additionally, he was instructed not to grant media interviews while the case was ongoing. Farotimi is being persecuted before a chief magistrate court in Ado-Ekiti for allegedly defaming a senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN, Afe Babalola. As the festive season is fast approaching, the people of Imo State have been assured of adequate supply of petroleum products during the Yuletide. Imo State Association of Petroleum Marketers stated this at the end of the stakeholders meeting by the association in Owerri, Imo State capital. That news report will be brought in our subsequent bulletin. Kwara State Governor Malam Abdul Rahman Abdul Razak presented an appropriation bill for the 2025 fiscal year to the state parliament. The proposed budget focuses on completing ongoing projects, initiating new ones, and strengthening social protection programs for the people of the state. Presenting his 6th budget before the Kwara State House of Assembly, the governor disclosed that capital expenditure accounts for 62.1% of the fiscal plan, while recurrent expenditure makes up 37.9% of the appropriation bill. Abdul Razak stated that the budget is based on projected oil prices of $75 per barrel, daily oil production of 2.06 million barrels, and a GDP growth rate of 6.4%. The Nigerian Communications Commission has unveiled a draft regulatory framework aimed at addressing fraud, spam, and other challenges in the application to person messaging sector. The proposed framework was introduced during a virtual stakeholders forum, a key step towards enhancing the sector's integrity and ensuring a fair, transparent environment for all parties involved. The draft framework presented by the acting head of Legal and Regulatory Service at the NCC, Mrs. Chizia White, on behalf of the Executive Vice Chairman, Dr. Aminu Maida, seeks to regulate the A2P messaging space. President of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, Mazi Afam Osigwe-San, has urged Nigerian universities and other educational institutions to innovate by embracing information and communication technology, ICT, or go into extinction. The NBA boss gave the tax while delivering the convocation lecture at Thursday's 53rd University of Nigeria Nsukka UNN ceremony. He lamented that the Nigerian educational system had yet to fully embrace innovative ICT changes, especially in teaching, learning, and research. Katsina State Governor Diko Rada has applauded the joint air and ground operation for raid on the established bandits camp at Bichi Hill. Recall that the air component of Operation Fasin Iyama and troops of 17th Brigade of the Nigerian Army Katsina State carried out the attack against the notorious bandit Kingpin Monoro Lebi and their cohort on December 19, 2024. Following credible intelligence revealing the establishment of the bandit camps around Bichi Hill, which had intensified banditry activities in Damasa, Safara, and Kankara local government area of the state. This was contained in a statement signed by the Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Dr. Nasir Muazu. The governor noted that the successful operations followed an intelligence report of the daredevil's activities in the area there around. A shipment of 11,200 doses of Mpox vaccine donated by the United States of America and facilitated by Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, will arrive in Abuja. This, according to Gavi on its website, follows agreements signed in November by Gavi to facilitate the donation of 305,000 doses of Mpox vaccine to support the global and continental response. It said vaccine will be delivered to countries affected by the upsurge of Mpox that continues to constitute a public health emergency of international concern. Over now to Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji has expressed excitement over the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority approval of the Ekiti Agro-Allied International Cargo Airport. The governor disclosed that following the NCAA's approval, the Ekiti Airport will from January be open to landing by private jets. He stated this when he paid a thank you visit to elder statesman and founder of Afe Babalola University Ado Ekiti, Chief Afe Babalola San, for his virtual support during the construction of the Ado Agro-Allied International Cargo Airport, requesting furtherance assistance from the elder statesman to secure all commercial flight operation status for the airport. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has performed the groundbreaking for the redevelopment of the Ijab Police Barracks in Obalende, which will deliver 2,200 modern housing units for police officers and their families. The governor at the groundbreaking event also handed 260 new patrol vehicles and other security appliances to Nigerian Police Force and other supporting security agencies. He noted that the project underscored the state's commitment to addressing housing deficit and improving the welfare of security personnel. The Army Council has approved the promotion of 108 senior officers to the next rank of Major General and Brigadier General, respectively. A statement by the Army spokesman, Major General Oyema Owachuku, said 35 brigadier generals have been promoted to the rank of Major General, while 73 colonels have also been elevated to the rank of Brigadier General accordingly. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, while congratulating the newly promoted senior officers and their families, also charged them to redouble their effort to justify their elevation and the confidence reposed in them. You're watching News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, where News Cycle returns Federal Capital Territory to take over revenue collection for area councils. Details of this, as well as foreign and sports stories, coming right after this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Cycle on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, the price of de-stoned local rice has dropped marginally by between 6 and 10% in Enugu market, causing many residents to shift patronage to the brand. Reports say dealers in the commodity attributed the development to the harvest season for local rice. A trader at the popular Ogbete main market, Ms. Rose Owako, said that a 50 kg bag now goes for 78,000 naira as against 84,000 naira in November. Another dealer at Gariki Market, Enugu, Mr. Chidi Orji, said that a 5-liter paint container goes for 6,500 as against 7,500. Exporters and stakeholders have raised concerns about the difficulties of trading within Africa. They describe the logistics and policy barriers as more challenging than exporting to other continents, despite the proximity, according to the National Bureau of Statistics report on foreign trade in goods for the third quarter of 2024. Exports to Africa accounted for a mere 12.13% of Nigerians' total exports, significantly trailing behind Europe and Asia, while exports to countries under the Economic Community of West African States stood at 1.5 trillion naira. Let's go on a quick break. The news continues shortly. Stay tuned. You're welcome back from that very quick break, still on News Cycle on Global Television. The Security and Exchange Commission, SEC, has directed all public listed companies to publish their financial statements on their official website effective January 2025. This is contained in a circular emphasizing the importance of transparency and timely disclosure. The Commission warned that non-compliance with the directive will attract sanctions, as the directive aims to ensure seamless public access to financial information, which is critical for making sound investment decisions. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Adun, has disclosed that Nigeria needs to invest $20 billion annually to achieve its economic targets by 2027. He made the statement during a citizens and stakeholders' engagement on the implementation of presidential priorities and ministerial deliverables for the fourth quarter of 2024 held in Abuja. Adun noted the Agency of Investment, stressing its role in driving economic growth and facilitating infrastructural development. According to him, an additional $20 billion per year is required to grow the economy by an average of 6.3% in the medium term. On our foreign news now, one pupil died and several others were injured in a stabbing attack at a school in the Croatian city Zugburg. The police had earlier reported that a young man had attacked a teacher and school children at a primary school with a sharp object, adding that the alleged suspect in the attack had been taken into custody. Prime Minister Andrej Plenković expressed shock over the incident, saying several school children were being treated in the Zugburg hospital. Figures have shown that U.S. immigration authorities removed over 270,000 people last financial year. This comes week before Donald Trump takes office, threatening to deport millions of migrants. The tally of removals is the final annual report under President Joe Biden and is higher than at any time in the last decade, including during Trump's first term as president. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, said in its report that the bulk of those forced to leave the United States had crossed the southern border illegally. Malaysia's cabinet has agreed to a proposal to launch a new search for Malaysia airline flight MH370, which disappeared mysteriously 10 years ago. The Transport Minister Anthony Loke said the government on December 13th agreed in principle to accept the proposal from Ocean Infinity, a company based in the United States and the United Kingdom, to proceed with a search in a new area estimated at 15,000 square kilometers in the southern Indian Ocean. He said the Ministry of the Transport is currently negotiating the terms of the agreement, which is expected to be finalized by the early 2025, adding that the new search will be on no fine, no fee principle, in which the Malaysian government will not pay Ocean Infinity anything they find the aircraft. The Boeing 777 carrying 239 people disappeared from the radio scenes on March 8, 2014 while en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. And despite the largest search in aviation history, the plane has never been found. A military court in Russian southern city of Rostov-on-Don has sentenced an unnamed resident of eastern Ukraine's Luhansk region to 16 years in prison for high treason. Russia's FSB security service states that Moscow regularly imposes heavy sentences on individuals it accuses of spying for Ukraine and has consistently imprisoned Ukrainians both in Russia and occupied territories. The sentencing coincides with President Vladimir Putin's call for security services to adopt tough anti-terror measures with a particular focus on military counterintelligence. As the Kremlin's offensive in the Ukraine nears its third year, Putin urged the special service to identify spies and traitors and disrupt the work of foreign security service. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has threatened the European Union with tariffs if the bloc does not reduce the tremendous trade gap with Washington through oil and gas purchases. Trump said this in a post on his Truth Social platform. According to U.S. figures, goods imports from the EU were $553.3 billion in 2022, while its exports to the bloc were $350.8 billion. This puts the U.S. goods trade deficit with the EU at $202.5 billion that year. Trump, who takes office in January, have been sweeping threats of slapping tariffs on U.S. trading partners, including Canada, Mexico, and China. In sports stories now, the 22nd National Sports Festival tagged Gateway Games Ogun 2024 slated for January 12th have been shifted and will now be held next year, 2025, from May 16th to 30th, 2025. This was stated in a communique issued at the end of the joint technical meeting held in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Reading the communique, the secretary of the main organizing committee, MOC Tosa Opara, said that the postponement has become necessary to effect some of the recommendations of the technical committee to have a world-class festival. The joint committee, however, enjoined the main organizing committee secretariat to amend the game's timeline and circulate it to all concerned stakeholders accordingly. Over now to Manchester City travel to Aston Villa on Saturday, desperately seeking to halt the dramatic slide, while Chelsea have the chance to go top of the Premier League, if only briefly. Current leaders Liverpool face a tricky trip to Tottenham after wobbly, while Manchester United are seeking to win 2 Premier League games in a row for the first time this season. Manchester City lost 1-0 away in Aston Villa last December, but that proved to be their final defeat of the season as they romped to a 4th straight Premier League title. That loss for Pep Guardiola men came after 3 straight draws, which was then a slump by City's sky-high standards. Still on the news now, French former boxing world title holder Terry Jacob has died at the age of 59. The mayor of his home city, Calais, Nacha Bosches, made the announcement on Facebook. Jacob took the WBC Super Bantamweight title in 1992, defeating Mexico Daniel Zaragoza in front of his local fans in Calais. And that's it on News Cycle, and it came to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. Now, a quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nicomsat. Now, kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using Global TV NG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching.